Hey there YouTube, NinjaNick333 here today with my Darkness Light Cobalt control deck. I don't know, I have some fun with this deck. I don't generally think it's as good as my other deck, but I don't know, it's fun to play. And I haven't taken it to a tournament yet, but against like friendly play, against basically everybody but Mr. Dude 002, I'm undefeated with it as well. So I gotta test it against him to see how this really stacks up. But let's start with the darkness creatures. I've got 3 Marrow Ooze. I like the early game blockers, you know. I mean, it's just 1 drop, real easy to get out, blah blah blah. He can also attack into a shield if you really wanted to, but then he's banished afterwards. I've got 3 Skeeter Swarmers, or as me and Mr. Dude 002 call them, Skeet Skeets. Blocker, Guard, Angry Swarm. When this creature wins a battle, banish it. But that's okay, it's just a 2-drop, and it's 4,000 power, which is why I like it. Because I just really am a fan of early game blockers and stuff. Just put up a whole bunch of them your opponent can't get through. 3 Bat Breath Scare Adorable. Every game I get him out, he always seems to be the MVP. Because he can't be attacked or blocked by creatures that are level 5 or less. Now, as I said, I like the early game blockers better than the big blockers. Everybody else seems to too. So basically the only thing that gets around this is Grand Gear. And then, like, nothing can, like, attack into it and stuff. So I'm like, haha, I'm breaking a shield every turn. Then I've got 2 Trox. He's another one of my favorite cards because he's Double Breaker, and when he wins a battle, banish target enemy creature that is level 4 or less. So basically, whenever he wins a battle, Bone Blades. Which makes the ability of him being, well, the whole thing about him being a 7-drop card pretty worth it if you just attack into some creatures. Now, this did come up in one game early on in the realm of Kaijudo. Trox, if he and another creature trade, like he's a 6,000 attacking into a 6,000, or the 6,000 is attacking into him, and they both die, that's treated as both creatures losing the battle. There is no winner, so Trox doesn't get that creature effect off. Then I've got 2 Bone Blades, because they're Bone Blades, and 2 Terror Pits, because they're Terror Pits. I only have 2 of each, because I didn't want to put too much stuff in here, and just with all the blockers, you don't terribly need all that destruction. But, I don't know, you could add more if you wanted to. Then Light. 3 Magris, the Magnetizer. Personally, don't like this card because it's a 1-drop for only 500, but he's amazing Evo bait. Because he's an Enforcer, so you can evolve him into Cobalt. And also, Chasm Entangler is also an Enforcer, so he's also a 1-drop Evo bait, but even better, he's a blocker. Then I've got 3 Cloudwalker drones, level 2 Enforcer, more Evo bait, but Drone Swarm. When you have another Enforcer in the battle zone, this creature gets plus 1,000 power. So he'd go to 2,500 if you have another Enforcer. And there's a bunch of Enforcers in here, so usually his effect goes off. Now if you have 2 other Enforcers, it doesn't go to like 3,500. That would just be like ridiculously broken. Just the plus 1,000. Then, because I wanted some extra blockers, I put in, even though they're Star Lanterns, I put in 3 Star Lantern. Blocker, Skirmisher. He's a really great blocker, because whenever he blocks, he also taps a target enemy creature. So, that's great. Then they can't, so basically Star Lantern, like, blocks twice. Then I've got definitely one of the greatest cards in the game, Shock and Awe. because whenever he attacks, you tap a target enemy creature. So that's all of these when this creature attacks is effects. They're all basically when the attack is declared. So you say, I'm attacking with Shock and Awe, you tap him, then what happens is you choose the enemy creature and tap that, then you choose where your attack is going on. Which is pretty epic, because then he gets around any blocker whatsoever. Like, say your opponent only has a Grand Gear, you go, I don't care, Shock and Awe, tap Grand Gear, hit your shield. Then I've got 3 Blinder Beetles, more Enforcer Evo Bait. When it enters the battle zone, tap target enemy creature. So he's kind of like Shock and Awe, but his effect only happens when he's entering the battle zone, like when he's summoned. So Shock and Awe is better, but still, since he's Enforcer Evo Bait, I still like him. Then we jump all the way from 3 to 6 with 2 Grand Gears, because I don't think you can run a light deck without a Grand Gear. Just because how awesome he is. I mean, that's personal opinion, you guys can. But, I mean, God, frickin' Grand Gear, he's so freaking awesome, you know? He's just like, oh, I'm gonna be Grand Gearing up in this bitch. 9,000 blocker, it's ridiculous. Then I've got 3 of Cobalt, the Storm Knight. He is the Evo in here. Put on one of your Enforcers, he's Double Breaker, and when he's entering the battle zone, you put the top card of your deck face down as a new shield. So not only are there quite a few blockers in here preventing shields from being destroyed, but Cobalt is going to be a Double Breaker that's going to give you an extra shield. Which is always great when Cobalt's extra shield places down a Stormspark Blast. Or as some call the Exploding Acne, or the Magical Booby card, or Dat Ass, as it's also been referred to. Shield Blast and taps all enemy creatures, which is just amazing. I've won so many games just with Stormspark Blast, it's not even funny. But that is it for my deck. Tell me what you guys think, what you would change, and I will see you guys later.